We'll start.
Hmm.
So, very good afternoon to one and all present over here. This is Ashutosh Patan Group, and I'm Anup Das, who is going to get you all passed through a few introductory slides on the chapter Indigo by Louis Fisher. Before we begin, who was Louis Fisher? Louis Fisher was a teacher turned journalist. Though he was an American, he was deeply influenced by the Soviets, and so he wrote books on Soviet icons like Stalin, Lenin, and also because from a young age he read about the Soviets, he was deeply interested in socialism. So hence he went on to wrote three books on Gandhi, precisely two books, and one was edited by him. So that was pretty much about him. So this chapter has been borrowed from the book, from the biography of Mahatma Gandhi by Louis Fisher, namely The Life of Mahatma Gandhi. So the chapter narrates how Gandhiji became a beacon of hope for the poor peasants of Champaran and took the fight to the British landlords in a civilized, non-violent, but still a revolutionary way. This is a picture of Gandhiji with Louis Fisher. So, how he met the Mahatma, how he got to know all these stories. So, the account begins with Fisher traveling to a place called Sevagram, a hospice run by Mahatma Gandhi. In simpler terms, it was an ashram. So, the great statesman referred to Gandhiji as a great statesman. He reveals to Fisher the reason for protesting against the Britishers in the year of 1917. It was the time when the World War I was on, but still there were protests happening in India. So Gandhiji narrated that he had attended the 1916 Lucknow session of the Indian National Congress, and there he had met a small farmer named Rajkumar Shukla. Now Shukla hailed from a place called Champaran in Bihar. The Champaran district was a well-known place for the cultivation of indigo. There the sharecroppers were being oppressed. We say sharecroppers because the Britishers had captured the lands and they had the sole rights. They had captured the rights. So we say the sharecroppers. So the sharecroppers were being oppressed by the British landlords. Now Shukla wanted Gandhi to help him to get rid of this whole scene. So Shukla went to Lucknow and he tried to convince Gandhi. Now, Gandhi was impressed by his perseverance and determination to do something for the people of his community, for the indigo growing community. So he agreed to accompany him. This is a picture of Sevagram. It is in Maharashtra. And this is a sketch of how a typical indigo factory looked back then. So now I would like to request my friend Siddharth Ponda to continue further.
Thank you, Anup. After the Congress session of Calcutta in April 1917, Rajkumar Shukla and Gandhiji departed to Patna, Bihar, to meet a prominent lawyer named Rajendra Prasad. Yes, the man who later became the president of our India. But Rajendra Prasad was out of the town. The servants in Rajendra Prasad's house thought Gandhi as a poor peasant as he was with Rajkumar Shukla, who was a peasant. My friends, during those times, the people did believe a lot in discrimination on various bases, among which caste was the major. In Rajendra Prasad's house, Gandhi was treated like untouchable. The servants did not allow him to take water from the well, as according to them, the water would get polluted even if a single drop fall into the well that had come in contact with the untouchable. But as we all know, where willingness is great, the difficulties cannot be great. Gandhi moved ahead without any objection. Then Gandhiji decided to have a visit to Muzaffarpur before going to Champaran. When he reached Muzaffarpur railway station, the principal of LS College, Professor Acharya J.V. Kriplani, along with massive students of Duke Hostel, welcomed him. He spent 2 days there and met local residents and prominent freedom fighters of that area to gain more information about the conditions that prevailed in the area. Next slide, please. Afterwards, Gandhiji reached Motihari with Rajkumar Shukla and other supporters. The news of his arrival spread like wildfire. Hundreds of Congress workers, farmers, sharecroppers, tillers arrived at the Motihari station. Gandhi's arrival was like a dream come true for the 19 lakhs oppressed subjects of Champaran who were eagerly waiting to have a darshan of lotus-like feet of the Mahatma. The poor farmers told him about their cases and reported the size of their fee. Gandhiji was really astonished when he came to know the size of the fee that the lawyers were collecting from the poor farmers. Gandhiji scolded the lawyers for collecting such a huge fee from the farmers. He concluded that the farmers were so crushed and fear-stricken that going to law court was useless. The real relief for them was to be free from fear. That's why he said the court of conscience supersedes all other courts. This is a picture in which Gandhiji is addressing the peasants. By looking at this picture, you might guess why Gandhiji said, Champaran introduced me to India. Now I would like to request my friend Siddharth Das to continue further. Siddharth, please.
Thank you, Siddharth. So, what was the ground reality of Champaran at that time? The situation in Champaran at that time was actually a lot worse than what was predicted by Gandhiji. The English lords forcibly captured the fertile agricultural lands of Champaran and made the poor Indian farmers work on their fields and paid them very less. Under an old agreement, the peasants had cultivated indigo on 15% of the arable area of the fields and pass on their entire production to the English lords. With the development of synthetic indigo in Germany, the British landlords made injustice with the poor Indian tenant farmers and forcibly looted them by ordering them to pay compensation instead of the fixed 15% share. While this injustice was tolerated by many, but some stood up as rebellious to such robbery. But that wasn't expected by the English lords, and within no time, they repressed them easily. Next slide. What was Gandhiji's method of patient consideration? Gandhiji wanted to fact check everything before getting on his final course of action. So he tried to meet the secretary of British Landlords Association. There he was turned down and rejected. So he met the British official commissioner of the Tirhut division, but he also tried to force him to surrender. After being convinced of all the details, Gandhiji moved to Champaran's capital city, Motihari, with a team of few lawyers for further information. During Gandhiji's stay, he was harassed and misbehaved by the police and was even threatened. He was even asked to leave and was also given official notice for the same. Being fearless, he openly declared that he will disobey the orders, as a result of which he was summoned to appear in the court the very next day. Now, I would like my friend Bisopriya to proceed further.
Thank you, Siddharth, for a great explanation. I am Bisopriya of 12th Humanities. I would now tell what happened after the court summon letter of Gandhiji. As Gandhiji was summoned in the court, he remained awake the entire night and chalked out some plans to counter those British repercussions. He sent a telegraph to Rajendra Prasad to come Motihari with some of his influential friends for help. Moreover, he also instructed the ashram people that in case he would get arrested, they are supposed to unite and stand against the court. He also reported all the incidents to the viceroy. Astonishingly, the next morning, the place was full of peasants who were unaware about the fact that who was Gandhiji and what was his accomplishments were standing along with him. This thing is beautifully described by the author Louis Fischer in the line that is, morning found the town of Motihari black with peasants. Those peasants had gathered courage to stand against the British officials, and it was the beginning of their liberation from here. Gandhiji told in the court that he was guilty for disobeying the order, but it was due to his voice of conscience. Judge released Gandhiji without any bail and moreover also postponed the judgment. Next slide, please. The United Front. Answering to the Gandhiji's call for help, many prominent lawyers like Rajendra Prasad, Briskishore Babu, and others arrived at Motihari. They all conferred to stand with Gandhiji in case of his imprisonment, as they all knew Gandhiji was a pivotal man and they needed him for the struggle against the state. This civil disobedience came fruitful as Lieutenant Governor of the province, Sir Edward Gate, had ordered the case to be dropped. Moreover, he also agreed to appoint an inquiry committee consisting of Gandhiji himself, along with other officials and landlords, to inquire about the sharecropping system. This was the first time in modern India where civil disobedience triumphed in the British era, which was absolutely impossible without Gandhiji and his virtues. Next slide, please. Okay, in this photo, you can easily recognize there is Gandhiji and there is a smiling face in the left side, who is none other than our Dr. Rajendra Prasad, the first president of our India. Thus, now I would like Asutosh to continue further. Thank you.
Thank you, Bishwa. So this is how Gandhi agreed to the 25% compensation. The commission awarded compensatory refunds to the sharecroppers. They asked Gandhi how much they should repay. Gandhi asked for 50%, but the landlords offered to refund only 25%. To everybody's surprise, Gandhi agreed. Gandhi explained that the amount of the refund was not important. What mattered was that the landlords were obliged to surrender part of the money and with it part of their prestige. And the sharecropping arrangement was abolished after a few years. After this incident, the peasants gained courage. Next slide. Gandhiji was not content with mere political and legal victories. He also desired for social transformation. He wanted to do something about the cultural and social backwardness in Champaran. To fulfill this desire, he called for volunteers to help. Primary schools were opened in 6 villages. A doctor was arranged to take care of the health treatment and hygiene awareness of the people. His wife and son also worked hard for ensuring cleanliness and proper sanitation of the people of Champaran. Next slide. As Fisher puts it, even an ordinary victory like Champaran had extraordinary significance for the people as well as Gandhi, both in the manner and conditions it was achieved. Gandhi's insistence to the people on conquering their fears and incorporating a sense of struggle gave Indians a credit to adopt and cling on to. The ideas like self-reliance, like refusing to seek the help of the English well-wisher Charles Andrews, and the idea of self-belief made the Champaran episode a shining example for the rest of the country and countrymen to adore and replicate. As we all say, back to the basics, and history repeats itself. Everything that has happened about in the country in the last couple of months has brought back the ideas of self-reliance and self-belief into the limelight. So here we come to the end of our presentation. Thank you all for your patient hearing.
Thank you. It was a nice presentation. And I can understand in this difficult situation in what way you people might have coordinated among each other. Okay, now you can switch on your videos for the questions around. Are you ready to answer my questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Anubhiti, Vishwabhushan, Asutosh. Asutosh is sitting opposite to the light, I think. Where is the other heroes? Okay, Siddharth Das and Siddharth Panda. All heroes have assembled together. Okay, all heroes of 12 humanities. So I expect that the questions around would be a fruitful one and you all will participate quite actively. You have gone through the chapter well. My first question, in the chapter, there is a mention of two agreements that occurred before the invention of synthetic indigo and after the invention of synthetic indigo. I want to know about these two agreements, the agreements
Ma'am.
between landlord and the sharecropper.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, before the agreement was actually 15% share. So, but they looted the sharecroppers and demanded complete compensation. But after Gandhi ji declared that he wanted 50% share, but the landlords accepted only
I
25% share.
could not understand better. 15% share means what? Tell it
Ma'am,
properly.
15%. Ma'am, 15 actual to old agreement. 15% share was to given was of the sharecroppers and other was to be given to the landlords. But
15% share of what, beta?
now the arable area of the fields.
The term of
And the
indigo contract between the Britishers and the peasants were that the peasants were sharecroppers and the peasants had to plant 15% of their lands holding with indigo and surrender the whole amount to the Britishers.
yes,
Yes.
ma'am. The
Yes,
amount
ma'am.
of land that they grew the crop in, 15% out
Was
of that.
15%. Yes, ma'am.
Then after, what
Ma'am,
happened?
after
Ma'am,
Gandhiji wanted that. Mhm.
ma'am, Gandhiji actually demanded for 50% because
But
he
the
saw
landlords.
the whole scene as an exploitation. So he suggested 25, he suggested 50%, but the
The
Britishers
landlords
thought
accepted only
50% was not
25%.
just, so they accepted 25%.
No, no, no. That is not the answer. I am asking, before the arrival of synthetic indigo, what was the old agreement? And after the arrival, what was the new agreement? I have focused on these two agreements. Clearly tell what were those two agreements.
Yes, ma'am. The old agreement was that the peasants had to cultivate indigo on the 15% of the arable area of the fields and pass on their entire production to the English lords, which was a complete injustice made to them. But after Gandhiji came to Champaran, he demanded that 50% share should be given to the sharecroppers. But the English lords did not accept that. They told that 25%
No,
would
no, no.
be.
No, earlier agreement, you are able to tell what was the
Mhm.
latter agreement when the synthetic indigo arrived in the market, what changes occurred, and then how the agreement also changed, how the sharecroppers were given another condition
Yes,
by
ma'am.
the
Oh,
British landlords. What was that
yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
condition?
Ma'am,
ma'am,
after the
actually, they,
synthetic
Ma'am, that
indigo
was
came,
the
ma'am, after the
ma'am, that was
synthetic
the
indigo came,
sharecropping.
after the
Ma'am, that
Ashutosh,
was the
synthetic indigo,
sharecropping agreement.
Hmm? What was the
And that
agreement?
was the
ma'am,
sharecropping
Sharecropping.
and
ma'am,
ma'am,
actually,
that agreement
the
was about that the landlords asked to the landlords tried to looted the farmers in place of the
ma'am,
in
ma'am,
place of the 15% share.
the reason behind this was the synthetic indigo developed in Germany was way cheaper. So the Britishers thought that it was a loss for them. So they wanted to loot the farmers, like they wanted
complete
compensations.
compensation
What
instead of
kind
the
of
fixed 15%
compensation?
share. And the poor
Compensation,
farmers had
like
to give complete compensation to them instead of the fixed 15% share.
Ma'am, the Britishers told the farmers that they will release them from the contract if they surrender some amount to them.
yes,
Hmm? They would release them, and in return, what they had to do? They had to give some
They have to
compensation,
give them some
and they
amount.
Mhm.
demanded money in the form of compensation. Nobody is telling that. Earlier, they were giving the entire indigo cultivation. So it was easier for them when they were cultivating indigo and they were surrendering the entire harvest, though it was quite difficult because they could not get any profit out of that. They had to surrender the entire indigo. Indigo was a very profitable business in those days, and the farmers were not getting a single benefit out of that because they had to surrender the entire indigo to the Britishers.
Yes.
But as they were cultivating it, so it was easier for them to surrender. But afterwards, after the arrival of synthetic indigo, when they were charged with compensation in the form of money, from where they would bring this money?
Yes,
Because
ma'am. They did
when they were not
have enough
cultivating,
crop.
Yes, ma'am.
nobody is telling that. My target was that, to get the answer. My next question. When Gandhiji got the wholehearted support of the lawyers, he said, the battle of Champaran each won. Do you remember the dialogue? The battle
Yes,
of
ma'am.
Champaran each won.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the significance of this statement? How the battle had been won?
Ma'am, I clearly think that they were on like moral high ground, and moreover, it was obviously the
Ma'am, actually,
sharecroppers' rights that were being violated. So
Ma'am, actually,
they must have fought.
when Gandhiji got the support of lawyers and all the peasants, all the people who were there, because Gandhiji's first thing was he pointed that people should be liberated from their fear so that they could
Yes,
come on their
yes,
own,
yes, yes.
and they could fight against the British officials and all of those repercussions that were that was present over there.
Yes, very nice. So when people joined together, when people raised their voice, when they came out of their cocoons and they supported Gandhiji, that was an example that they had been free from their fear. That was the main motive of Gandhiji. He wanted to make people free of their fear. The next target was to get back the money which had been extracted from
Yes,
the poor peasants, but the first motive was to free them from fear. So in
Free
that
them
way,
from fear.
Gandhiji told that the battle had been won.
All
Next
the
is,
lawyers and supporters were ready to go to jail with Gandhi.
yes, they
Yes,
were
ma'am.
ready to go to jail also.
They have needed
Initially,
backup plans for that too.
uh, initially
Like
they
if
were thinking that no, you can find a transformation in the lawyers also. Like initially they were thinking that if
demanded high
Gandhiji,
amount of
Go
money.
to home if Gandhi get arrested, but later they supported Gandhi and they told that we will also support you even if you get arrested.
Yes,
yes.
that was kind of their
they
So
backup
also
plan.
if
planned
go
about
to
the
jail
court.
also. Hmm. Tell better.
I'm telling that they also conferred with Gandhi that they also plan about the court arrest plan, that in case of his imprisonment, they will also work with him to the prison.
Yeah. Means without Gandhi also the movement was going to continue. But initially they had an idea that if their leader would be sent to jail, then they all would return back to their own homes. But then later on they thought that if Gandhiji, who was a distant person, but still he had such concern for the people of Champaran, when he had taken off the cudgel to give justice to these people, being an outsider also, then why not these lawyers? Because these lawyers were the lawyers of the Champaran, and
Yes,
it was
of the
their
state.
moral duty to help them. In that way, a transformation came to them. Can you tell me who was Rajkumar Shukla and why he met Gandhiji? It is a very
He
easy
was a
question.
poor peasant.
And the
That
Rajkumar
he was
Shukla was one of the sharecroppers of the Champaran. He went
yes,
to the Lucknow session of the Congress, Indian National
1916.
Congress.
Ma'am,
In
ma'am,
1916,
because
he wanted
ma'am,
Gandhi to
because
come with him so that to control the Champaran situation.
yes,
And
ma'am,
Gandhi
because he
was
wanted to
impressed
help
by
Gandhi
his,
for justice and the exploitation that the farmers of
yes,
Champaran were facing.
yes, ma'am, because Rajkumar Shukla
Ma'am,
was amongst those who thought the
actually
Britishers
the
were
thing is that
exploiting them. He
One
wanted
after another,
to,
please.
ma'am,
When
I'm
somebody
saying,
is telling, others have to wait.
yes, yes, ma'am. I want to say that what was happening with the sharecroppers by the Britishers, there were some who supported, like who did not utter a single word, but there were some who were rebellious, and Rajkumar Shukla thought it all to be like exploitation. So he wanted Gandhiji to come and analyze the situation and help them out. Like that is why he went to Gandhiji, because he was
and
such a
Gandhi
leader.
was
ma'am,
and Gandhi was impressed by his tenacity, so Gandhi decided to
Agreed.
accompany him.
ma'am,
Yes.
actually, I think that all the people's, not only Rajkumar Shukla and other also knew that Gandhiji was a very crucial man, and he only has the power to lead everyone towards towards the liberation,
Victory.
towards this towards the fight against the British officials and all of these things, uh, because his principles were the best, and they all had faith on him.
Yes. He
Very
was
nice. Welcome, children. Thank you for participating. And I expect that in the class also you people will open your mouth every time you sit quietly and you don't interact with me. All of you are so fluent in interaction, but you simply suppress yourself. That is not expected from all of you. So I expect in next classes, we will make the classes vibrant with our interaction. Okay,
yes,
how do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
feel after facing this question answer round?
I'm a bit
I think you
confident.
are a little bit
Getting
comfortable.
confident.
Yes.
Yes,
yes, ma'am.
Yes. So
Revised the chapter.
yes, it
Um,
is a great on talking with each other. We
yes,
should
ma'am.
take it like that in that vein so that our classes should be too full of interaction. Thank you, children.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next.